Hey, what's up, Nerd fam? This is your boy Gershon. I want to welcome you to Enter the Nerd. Today, we're talking about the new Street Fighter trailer that, as of this time of recording, is about a day and a half, 2 days old, right? So, still brand new, still a whole bunch of people getting a chance to see it for the first time, react and respond to it. So, here we are. Now, I made a video about this before, but it was about just the casting as far as the movie is concerned, and a lot of it can be quite a bit funky. Some of the costumes, I guess, at least they're recognizable, but whatever. This is not really about that. It's just about what did we see in the trailer, and really, what did I get from it? And I'm gonna say this. The one thing that keeps resounding is I feel like they have an identity issue in this film. So, this film is supposed to take place in 1993. So we have an understanding of what games were out at that time. So Street Fighter 2, the whole World Warrior circuit. But what they're doing here is they're mixing up Alpha. That's why you see Akuma there. And you also are getting some Street Fighter 6 stuff, Julie, stuff like that, which doesn't really make much sense. And I think if they were to stagger this could be a much better film. Also, there's some people who are not present, like Sagat. Did we really need Joe in there? Do we really need Dan, another Alpha series character in there? And I'm guessing it's just for comic relief. Do we need that? We're the DJs and the T-Hawks. There's other people who you can have in this. Why are they not there? This is a very interesting thing that we have to be able to have a conversation about. But I'm gonna say, there are a lot of people who watch this. I saw some of the reactions that just want to see somebody named Ryu and Ken, somebody do a Hadouken, somebody do a Shoryuken, hear some of the music, dress up in costumes, and it's okay with them. And guess what? If that's all it takes, then this movie looks like, as of this point, probably going to be perfect for you. But for somebody who obviously has played the games, listen, I was born in 91, so I wasn't alive for the very first game, but a lot of my uncles who were older than me were able to really put me onto this. The same way how us, who are like 30s and all that, could put on some of the younger people, which is why movies like this are really good, especially if they're being accurate. Because if they are going to put it at the right time frame with those game characters and storylines in mind, then we could literally have people grow with the story instead of them having to maybe play these games. They can still play the games, but it's a really cool visual medium, especially when it's accurate. But for some reason, this really seems more like the director is choosing the best of Street Fighter type of thing. I don't get it. Like, why wouldn't you just have Bison be the main and solitary villain with his generals, with Balrog, with Vega, and Sagat, of course, and obviously Sagat being like, the champion who got like the big scar on his chest, who's looking for Ryu. Yes, it's something that's been done and animated, but it wasn't done right in the first live action. So now we have the time to be able to do it correctly. And yes, we have seen a live action being done pretty well, but it was actually from a fan. It was actually made by the same dude that was in The Bourne Identity. I'm forgetting his name, but he's like a British dude that's a martial artist, and he actually plays Akuma in the films like Street Fighter Assassin's Fist, and they do like some really cool stuff in this with a low budget. And I'm looking at this and I'm going, this just doesn't seem very crisp. Even the wire work seems slow. Like, it doesn't, for something that's all about martial arts, you would think that a lot of this would be like really crisp. I'm gonna say there are a lot of things that are always going to have issues. Hadoukens are always going to be a mixed bag, even though, like I said, we've seen some pretty cool stuff in like lower budget films. Shoryukens as well, because of just the physics of it. But it can be done if you look at the people who have been able to do it pretty well. There's way too much money in this film for what, in my opinion, what I'm seeing. Can the movie still be entertaining? Sure. But there's a lot of camp going on in this film, and a lot of people, I've read a couple comments, pardon me, that are saying, hey, well, you know what, I love the fact that this is like, more campy and lighter, and I'm like, but these early games, while having color to them, definitely had a gritty story. So why wouldn't we model the movie after what the tone of the game would be? Now, obviously, it's not as dark as Mortal Kombat, because obviously there's a lot of death going on there, but we still know that there's some dark stuff. There's a clear villain here. There are people who don't like each other, and people are willing to fight. There is a tournament. I mean, there's bad blood between people, and that's good. But then you have people make weird statements like, Guile, was that a fireball? It's like, hold on, you shoot a sonic boom. We understand that in this universe, projectiles are not seen as something weird, because a whole bunch of people can do it. So it was just strange to even have that be said from someone who is in a universe like this. Like, contextually speaking, it didn't really make much sense, right? So I see they're leaning into that comedy aspect, and a lot of this we can blame on the MCU, because the MCU made it very popular to insert comedy, sometimes beating you over the head with it, when it could be a much more gritty or even serious. And here's what I'm saying. I'm not saying there can't be moments of levity. We'd be absolutely insane if we had a film that had no moments of levity. Look at like films like John Wick, where people are dying all over the place, but there's still moments of levity in it, which makes sense. And it's heavily stylized as well. It just seems like this is another one of those fighting game adaptations that the people who are making it for themselves. What do I like about Street Fighter? I'm just gonna put this in. This is my interpretation versus going, how do I find the happy medium by staying faithful to the game and time period, and then opening up the world? Because the fact that Akuma is in here already versus just having this be a bison movie, then moving on and maybe having Akuma appear at the end, and maybe that sets up the next game. The next movie. Like, make it sprawling. You know how like Sonic, the Sonic movies, they start off with, Robotnik, and they end up with Knuckles, and then there's like Shadow. Like, expand on that. But they're putting a little bit too much into this, and it's not necessarily, at least from what I can see from the trailer, doesn't look like it's getting executed very well. I see that the actors are not phoning it in. They are putting it. Look, the people who are promoting this, they seem like they're really, really into it, and this is not on them. This is not on them. But they didn't write the film. They didn't direct the film, so it is what it is. Listen, I am open to watching this film and being pleasantly surprised about certain things. I am. But based off what I'm seeing here, I don't have the highest of hopes when it comes to watching this movie. Let me know what you think. Do you love everything you've seen? Do you have any concerns? If so, what are they? If you really like it, tell me what it is. Let's have a discussion. We can agree, disagree, or come somewhere in the middle. Either way, enter the nerd.